All right, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you aboard the Steve Malzberg show from our New York City studios on this Wednesday. How could it be Wednesday already? My goodness. Okay, lots to talk about today, as you might imagine. And, Donald Trump, his staff supposedly saying that he wasn't well prepared. He'll prepare better next time. The media is still going out there going crazy about this woman, this former Miss Universe. We'll get to her in a second. But Michelle Obama was on the campaign trail today. And, yeah, I mean, please, well, what do you expect her to say? But she's got some nerve. I mean, give me a break. While the media is fawning all over everything she says and does, let's watch and we'll give you the real truth.
The presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. So if a candidate is erratic and threatening, if a candidate traffics in prejudice, fears, and lies on the campaign trail, if a candidate thinks that not paying taxes makes you smart, or that it's good business when people lose their homes, if a candidate regularly and flippantly makes cruel and insulting comments about women, well, sadly, that's who that candidate really is.
You know what? It doesn't do Trump any good to get into a war with her. But first of all, she's right. You are revealed who you are when you're president. Some of us saw who Barack Obama was when he was running. Some of us understood exactly who he was when he told that woman that, I'm sorry, your 95-year-old mother wouldn't get that operation, wouldn't get the operation. And the mother said, but she's got such soul. She's got, well, what did he say? He brought up costs or whatever. Yeah, that's who he is. That's who he is. And that's who he is on so many other levels. He said, by definition, my energy costs are going to skyrocket. He said that. We knew who he hung around with, William Ayers and Khalid Rashidi, and we knew his views on the Palestinians and the Israelis. We knew everything about him for those of us who were willing to look and see. And he did reveal himself to everybody once he became president with that first speech about Muslims, to Muslims, for Muslims. I'm not saying he's a Muslim. You know what I'm saying. That was his priority is what I'm saying. And we've seen who he is right on through. When he says it's not who we are, what I take it to mean is it's not who he is. He is not who I am, and it has nothing to do with skin color, and it has nothing to do with Muslim, non-Muslim, because he's not a Muslim. So just let's make that clear. All right, more from Michelle.
We also need someone who is steady and measured, because when making life or death, war or peace decisions, a president just can't pop off or lash out irrationally. No, we need an adult in the White House, I guarantee you. And finally, we need someone who is compassionate, someone who will be a role model for our kids, someone who's not just in this for themselves, but for the good of this entire country.
Right. Mr. Narcissist, her husband. Mr. Vote for me. Go out there and vote, black people, for me, my legacy, after he tells us how many blacks suffered with dogs and jails and cops and beatings to get the right to vote. Do it for me. Okay, I can't even go there. She went on to talk about the birth certificate and the whole thing. It's desperation time for them. Desperation time, led by this woman. Remember at the debate, Hillary Clinton brought up this Alicia Machado. She was a Miss Universe, and Donald Trump said these nasty things to her. Oh, nasty things. Okay, well, little problem with some of the claims she's making and how much of the media is actually going to recognize this. She was confronted by Megyn Kelly because she claimed that Donald Trump drove her to bulimia and, ruined her life, but watch.
The Washington Post from May 16, 1997 reported this quote from you. I was anorexic and bulimic, but almost all of us are. When I was preparing for Miss Universe, it was an obsession for me to not gain weight. By the time I won, I was actually recovering, but the year leading to it, I didn't eat at all, and whatever I ate, I threw up. I weighed 116 pounds when I won. I was skeletal. So it sounds like, without diminishing anything that you went through after Trump, it does sound like you had an eating disorder prior to his comments and prior to winning, no?
No, I'm sorry, but that was not true.
Who does she sound like? Hillary Clinton, the woman who she's speaking out for. right? Oh, that's not true. I don't care what I said then. Not true. All right. And then Anderson Cooper confronts her with even more. Watch.
About an incident in 1998 in Venezuela where you were accused of driving a getaway car from a murder scene. You were never charged with this. The judge in the case also said you threatened to kill him after he indicted your boyfriend for the attempted murder. I just want to give you a chance to address these reports that the Trump surrogates are talking about.
He can say whatever he wants to say. I don't care. You know, I have my past. Of course, everybody has. Everybody has a past. And I'm not a saint girl, but that is not the point now.
No, it's not important if I drove a getaway car from a murder. It's not important if I threatened a judge. It's not important if I told the Washington Post that I was bulimic before I ever heard of Donald Trump. No, none of that's important. What's important is Hillary is great and Donald Trump is evil. He's bad, even though what he allegedly did to me was also 20-plus years ago. Is there any logic to this? Any logic to this? But the media is treating her like she's not a saint, but certainly a hero. Oh, she poor woman. Figures Hillary would be hanging out with someone like this, doesn't it? Takes one to know one.